Manja. I did that just for you, Rich. Today we have one of my very favorite people in here that actually made this recipe by herself. I gave her the recipe, I handed it to her, and I said, do it by yourself. I want to teach her some cooking in the future, but I wanted to see what she knew how to do, what her chops were like before she even started with me. And she did not disappoint me. She knows her way around the kitchen. So this is Aiden Baffa. Say hello, Aiden.
Hello.
That was pretty good. She's on cue. So she came in today to do a pumpkin crunch cake mix hack. Okay, tell us what you did. You can use that sheet if you want to.
So first I gathered all my ingredients. Then I got all my utensils. Then I mixed together pumpkin, the spices, eggs, and evaporated milk all together. Then I poured it into a cast iron skillet and then put over some fall cake mix.
This is the hack part. The hack part was a prepared cake mix package, and everything was in there as far as mostly all the spices that she needed. So she didn't have to do any additional spicing to make this taste good. Actually, when I tasted it, it tastes like pumpkin pie.
It sure does.
I was really surprised at this. I didn't have a lot of faith in the recipe because it had so few ingredients. When you look at that, you go, well, you know, is this going to work and is not going to work? But when you look at all the components together, they worked out wonderfully, and she knew exactly what she was doing. I didn't have to help her at all. And she cleaned up afterwards. I'm sure her mother would be surprised to hear this. But she did a good job in the kitchen. So what would the different ingredients, so she even decorated the plate, okay? I mean, I don't do this, she does this. So we have on here some of these Mexican marigolds from our yard, and then some cinnamon. Let's talk about cinnamon for a second here. Cinnamon comes from a tree. In fact, we have a cinnamon tree in our yard, and I'm going to give Melissa, Aiden's mom, a piece of the tree, the bark, so she can actually grow the tree herself. In 4 years, this tree has gone now almost 20 feet high. And it was just a little bit of a twig when I put it in the ground. I had no hope for it whatsoever. And cinnamon grows interestingly enough. Ceylon is one of them. Saigon, also Vietnam. They like warm temperate climes. Very tropical weather they like. Very similar to the way the orchids grow in vanilla. And when they grow that big, they actually shoot out flowers in the fall. And the flowers are a beautiful yellow color, a little bit lighter than the marigold here. And the tree itself does not produce the cinnamon. This is the bark off of a tree. And here's the bark itself. And what they do is they actually can hand harvest this by pulling the bark off the tree in large sheets and then rolling them up like quills, like pen quills. And this is how they actually harvest cinnamon. And so you can use this with that spice grinder that I was telling you about the on the other show. So you can pulverize this and make it into a powder, and it would be really tasty. I love cinnamon. I think there's nobody that doesn't love cinnamon. It kind of evokes the taste of when you were a kid. You know, when your mom was making cookies, if your mom made cookies. My mom didn't make many cookies, but I can remember the smell of cinnamon in the house. And that is something one of my girlfriend, she's a real estate person, tells me that she does. This is a great trick if you're going to sell your house. Put a couple of these cinnamon sticks in a pot of water, put them on the stove on a very low flame, and the cinnamon smell will emanate throughout the rest of the house and smells like somebody's been cooking and living there. Sell your house faster, why not? But I just like the way it smells. Takes the fish out of the smell too. Aiden, you did a great job. You decorated the plate, which is more than I can do. And she was a wonderful companion today to hang out with me in the kitchen. So if you want to do this, like Aiden did today, which I think she came over today just to be a good friend and help me with her mom, is, you know, send us an email at mangiaventura@gmail.com and tell us what your recipe is or what you want to cook, and just come and hang out with us in the kitchen. I mean, I'll guarantee it's going to be fun and you'll at least get to eat. So join us again next week for another episode of Manja, and thanks for being with me.
No problem.
I love you.